right, apparently we are...
No, Jake.
What are you doing, Gideon?
I'm tired of hearing you spout on like this and start our show every single week the same way.
This is how we've done it since the beginning, though.
Yeah, 22 times, and I'm kind of tired of it. We're going to do it my way.
Okay, fine. Take it away.
All right, baby. We're live.
Well, hey, welcome to the In the Garden podcast with Jake Hughes and Gideon Marlatt. We have a very special guest today. We have with us an honorary herb garden member.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's
honorary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ethan Benard.
So
Hello.
close. Isn't it Benard?
It is Benard.
It's Benard.
Emphasis on the first syllable,
Yeah, right.
as my grandpa would say.
Yeah. I mean,
it
your
happens
last
so
name-
often. It happens so often I needed to intro it or bring it in somehow.
Yeah, your last name is Benard. It's not Bernard.
Not
But you're-
Bernard, not Beanard, not...
But you're still
Benard.
called Nard Dog, right?
Yes, that
lot of
was
that's-
my nickname, actually, in high school.
Really? Man, I'm just being put to shame here.
Nard dog. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat that one.
Yeah. So Ethan, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're in our class, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I lived there for 17 years.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yes, it is very hot. It broke a record this week, or not this week. I think it was a few weeks ago, actually, at 119 degrees.
Dang.
It
Whoa.
was bad.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yikes. So you are in mine and Jake's, well, I should say proper grammar here. Jake and I's class.
Close.
Yes.
Yeah.
The senior class.
Senior
Yes.
class.
Senior class. Wow.
Man.
Is it really senior year for us?
It is senior year.
Man,
Dang.
where did the time
has
go?
Flown fast. Yeah. Well, okay. I remember like it was yesterday.
Cue the music again.
Exactly. No, yeah. Okay, like I'm curious because I know what my experience was walking in freshman year.
Mhm.
Jake kind of knows what his was, though I haven't quite heard it yet. And I'm curious to know. But the most important
That's
thing is,
another episode,
what was
I guess.
yours? Yeah, exactly. That's going to have to wait. Trauma needs to be dealt with later.
Yeah, we're gonna talk for a while.
No, but what was your experience?
Well, I felt like a fish out of water. I was not used to where I came from a very different background, so coming here was a little bit different for me. It was a lot. I didn't realize the expectations that were required of me from both, from the academic side, and then just from living as a Christian, what is actually required of you to do. So
Was it mind-boggling coming outside and realizing you're not frying your skin as a ginger?
that was really nice. I had not. So I'd actually never, and still to this day, have never had a white Christmas. So. Seeing white fluffy stuff come from the sky was a little bit new thing for me. I had to buy boots and I had to buy jackets for that.
Which he's never bought a jacket in his life up to
Never.
this point.
Well, during the winters in Phoenix, it's 50 degrees.
Yeah.
It's sunny. So sometimes it can get down to freezing, but for the most part, it's 50, sunny. You're out having fun. You even go swimming during Christmas.
I'm jealous.
It's really nice. I mean, but the side effect is summers are quite hot, very hot.
I would imagine.
Non-ginger weather?
Weather. Yeah. We just have to cover it. When I was on a sod farm for a summer, and you had to cover up, or else you were going to get toasted pretty bad.
I know I look like a burnt chicken nugget, but I'm
So I've not heard that one before.
So I take it you're great friends with sunscreen. Is that the case?
Actually, no.
Really?
No, I do not like sunscreen.
Wow. You just
All
you don't
natural.
like it, or your skin is not accustomed to it, or
No, I used to
I
have
don't know how to phrase that.
I feel
No,
like that was the same thing
I
being
just-
said over and over.
Yeah. Maybe you're right.
No, I just don't. I don't like the chemicals in it, so I don't use it.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep, that's me.
Okay.
I guess they don't make it like they do in Arizona.
Although there are some stuff.
200
There's some stuff. That's,
FPS.
It's not FDA approved.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Bernard, I can't. Okay, I honestly
He can't.
can't remember the time that like the first moment that I met you.
Oh,
It's always been Bernard.
yeah. I think I think one of the first times I ever recognized you, perhaps.
Wow, there's some
was probably. I think it was. Oh wow! I think it was back freshman year in Dr. Harmon's recitation, theology recitation.
Yeah.
I just remember you, and it's fine now. I just remember you just
feel like I know
not
it's about
stop
what kind of
talking, and I was
heresy
like,
did you
"Who is
spout?"
this guy over here?"
Oh god.
And that was Gideon Marlatt, and that was the first. That was the first memory I had. Oh no! This I hadn't interacted with you yet, but the first I had heard of you was when you were on that swing.
Oh god.
And you were trying to impress some freshman girls, and you went off the swing, did a flip, and broke your arm.
I can't.
Yeah.
The day before. I think it was like the day or the weekend before. Oh,
I was not impressing any girls.
but there were girls
Yeah, you got
present.
that
and
right.
Yeah, but just
The
because
flip was meant to impress, was it
No.
not? So the flip was not meant to impress.
okay, it was meant to impress,
Ah.
clearly, but
Yeah.
not to impress girls specifically. Gosh.
Yeah.
That's the story. That's the story that happened.
We had
that
Ellie
I was
Story on
told.
a couple of weeks ago, and she told the exact same story because her dad was the doctor that patched him up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good old Dr. Story.
Oh, I love
dang
that. Yeah, you do remember a lot from freshman year, right?
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm trying to think back to, let's see here.
Remember our study group?
Which one?
Oh, there were a couple. I'm
study
thinking like
group?
particularly the one at the Courtneys. You know that group.
Yeah.
You were
gosh.
in and out of that group.
Yeah, that was I was in and out of that. Yeah, I had freshman year, this kind of segues into probably like what we're going to talk about later. But
Yeah.
Freshman year was just like very much a trial and error, figuring out different friends.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Trial with errors.
Trial with errors. Exactly. Many errors. But so yeah, like hanging out at the Courtneys, studying, even though, and for the audience, I'm doing the air quotes. That was
How do you vocalize
that
air
was really
quotes?
just a bunch of, if I may, angst teens just trying to figure out what the heck they're doing with their life.
I'm
And they
sure
are saying
we
that they're
still admit
studying
that.
when in
Yeah.
reality they're just hanging out. So instead, just hang out and not say you're studying. But anywho.
No, we're studying.
But no, yeah, that was when I was first
wow.
introduced
And that's exactly
to,
what I sounded like in freshman year as well. Not a lot
pretty
of people know that.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, question.
Yes.
Did you ever realize, like, going into sophomore year, or at least midway through sophomore year,
Mm-hmm.
how much? I'm bringing this up now because I specifically remember it in your case.
Uh-oh.
Like that baby face just disappearing.
Oh, no, he has a point. Well, I was
you were
so
We're
diving into
how old
this.
are you?
yeah, so I was 17 when I first started.
Yeah, baby face.
I was baby. I was 17 years old. I didn't have really a lot of I hadn't really I was 17. I didn't know a lot. I hadn't developed all the way. I was just like
He was not officially an adult.
17-year-old little kid going off to college.
Guys, to give you an idea, he was skipping down Main Street.
Oh, I will. Hey, I
Thinking
still
life was going to get better.
Yeah.
The rest of us looking at him going,
Yeah.
you have no idea.
I'm younger than him. And I
No,
was like,
rowing solved some of that baby face. That helped a lot.
I believe it.
You
I
did
mean,
do
this
rowing,
is-
didn't you?
Yeah, it was really, really fun. It was fantastic. It was a good group of guys. A lot of
you up?
memories with them. Yeah, and also
Good.
just rowing on the
Spring Valley?
Spring Valley. That's where it was. Yeah, Spring Valley Reservoir. That was, not ideal, but being out there at
Beautiful.
5, 6, 7, it's just beautiful, quiet.
Yeah.
There is actually a fun story of one time me and Nate Miller, who was just graduated last year from NSA, he and I were in the same shell. And for those who don't know who Nate Miller is like a 6'4", 230-pound jack dude. And I am a 5'8", 5'9", just average
6 foot.
dude. Yeah, 6 foot. Yeah, that's whatever. Yeah. I won't go there.
5'8", 5'9", 6 foot.
Yeah, 6 foot. 6 foot. Really jacked. No, that's Nate. So we were in the same shell, and we were just in flow state. For those of you who know what that is, and it was fantastic. And I get this tingling in the back
Sounds
of my
bad.
neck, and I was like, something's about to go wrong. And so I check over my That would have been my right shoulder. Yes, I checked over my right shoulder. Not that detail even matters. But yeah, that detail is so important. It's an important
I like that you added that.
If it was left shoulder, that tingling would have
if it was left, it would have been, it would have been tough. No, but I get this tingling sensation, and so then I look over my shoulder, and we're about to smack straight into another shell, one of our teammates' shells, and I just get enough time to get my oars down into the water, and we still smacked them, and there was still a small crack on the shell.
Ooh.
And for reference, these shells, I think these were like $15,000 or $20,000. So these are very expensive, and I'm. Thankfully, my coach, he was Mr. Yule. He was great. He was not mad at all. He just was like, okay, let me explain to you the seriousness of these shells. That was a fun memory.
I'm going to put a 2 down.
Also, just
put
like
a 0 and a couple zeros and then a 0.
If that had happened,
one more 0.
Oh gosh, I'm just so glad nothing terrible happened. I still have some of the teammates every now and then just be like, hey, yo, so you remember? I'm like, yes, I remember.
They can't say that to Nate Miller.
No, Nate, because I was like guiding him basically. I was in the back, and so I have to guide, and we don't have a
Sure, but that's beside the point because you're scrawny and he's massive.
I wouldn't say I'm not scrawny.
Well,
I wouldn't say I'm compared to him. Sure,
comparatively, yes.
I'm 170 pounds. I'm still up there for not being very tall.
Now that information is out there. That's great.
Okay, I think my recollection.
Also, wait, sorry, you said ginger. This has been a debate quite literally for the last 5 years.
You are.
I have had many barbers say different things. They're like, "Oh, you're ginger, you're dirty blonde, you're brunette
dirty
with a little."
Blonde? There's no dirty blonde in your hair.
All I'm saying is what the barbers
be the dirtiest.
That is. I don't know if you guys do polls.
Mixed with the dirt of Georgia red clay.
Georgia. I don't know what that is. I've never been to Georgia.
The important part of that description was the
clay.
Red.
Oh,
red.
My hair's okay.
Red.
My hair's not that red.
No, it's red.
It has a nice red.
It has a nice auburn color.
Sprinkling, let's say.
Okay,
I'll take that word for it.
Yeah,
you're not flame red, but
no,
you are a
I'm not Maria
Hansen
now. Yeah. I'm not Maria Hansen.
I saw your mouth forming the P.
I was going to say Palmer. I was like, no, she's married. That's Hansen. Anywho.
Yeah,
enough.
I think, okay, my if my recollection is serving me right, I think the first time you and I actually interacted was over Ollie Rosvi's oatmeal that he would continuously bring to.
I forgot about that.
He would continuously bring to theology recitation.
That's right. We was sitting at Dr. Harmon's house on the bench seats, and oh my gosh, we would all have the cinnamon rolls.
He would pull out this thing of oatmeal for his breakfast.
I forgot about that.
And I looked at it, and then I looked over to the person to my left, which happened to be Ethan.
Yeah, I forgot.
And I motioned.
Wow.
And was like, "Are you seeing this?"
I don't even remember what I said. It was probably
we have.
Yeah. I was probably just like,
well,
it's oatmeal. I don't like oatmeal.
I mean, I kind of got it on the first day, but I didn't understand it after the 10th recitation. It's like, you're really serious about this, aren't you?
Oh man,
that's great.
Anyway,
so I gotta ask, we're going into senior year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've gone through freshman, sophomore, and junior year together.
Yeah,
it's been
generally
great.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. But what's been your favorite? What's been your favorite year?
Oh gosh,
I gotta know. Freshman year.
I don't know. It's challenging. Each year had different emphases and different different work that I had to get done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure. I think my best year in regards to academics, in regards to just maintaining a consistent life, was this last year, junior year.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
That was great.
Same
I loved
for
it
me.
a lot. I was able to work more. I was able to sleep more, which was huge. That was huge.
30 minutes more. Oh my word.
Well, freshman year. Oh gosh, freshman year was fantastic. I loved it. I learned a lot. But the sleep was not a priority, and so if I was 6 hours, great. you can't maintain that. Like that's what leads you to having caffeine withdrawals. Like that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would probably say this past year, junior year.
Yeah. If any of the incoming freshmen get anything from this episode, it's get sleep.
Get sleep. Yeah.
Please.
Get sleep. You're going to need it. Don't fool yourself into thinking that you can just, you will need to be up late some nights, but for the most part, plan. We can talk about scheduling
plan
later.
Plan social events that don't start at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go back to what your parents did. Set a curfew for yourself. I do that. It's so helpful. Like after a certain hour, I am not out.
Yeah.
And then also set an end time for your school. Like after this time, I don't study every night.
It is hard to.
And it forces you to get that. Yeah, it's hard to. It's really hard to.
Well, and it's even more hard to if you're coming back after, a couple of years of not doing it.
Yeah.
And if you've already kind of created a habit of going to bed at 11 or 12 or late, it's hard to get back into that curfew.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm-hmm. Just because all-nighters are like normalized in the college days doesn't mean they're recommended, right?
Yeah. I do not recommend. Because of
drug use.
Not
is
all
common.
of them.
It's not recommended.
Not all of them, but I think I've taken. This is sorry if any professors ever hear this. I think I've taken like 6 or 7 all-nighters, and I would not recommend. I would recommend. I would say that I feel like every student at NSA should at some point take an all-nighter to actually know what is it going to take and what is required of you.
Yeah. Well, don't be intentional about it.
Yeah.
But
the freshmen all come into Griffith's class. Griffiths is like, I thought I told you to sleep.
And they're like,
before your final.
Ethan Benard. I'm like, no. Prudence dictates when and where you utilize that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff you learn. Like, obviously sleep is exceedingly important. But literally just realizing, I have work to do and I can't go to bed. I need to do this.
Right.
And you just do it. And like your brain just, if you've been getting sleep, it's actually surprising, not easy, but it's much easier to do than if you haven't been getting sleep and then you have to.
Right.
But anywho.
Yeah. Sleep is very important especially for the incoming freshmen.
On this topic, I wanted to, because I noticed that, well, okay, I'll just say this. I caught a glimpse of your Google Calendar, Ethan. And needless to say, it looks like a well-lit Christmas tree.
It is very colorful, that's to say the least.
Yeah, and I don't think I spot any white in there, as in unfilled schedule.
There's a little
Sunday's pretty white.
Sunday is generally pretty empty.
Praise the Lord for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good for you.
But it is quite filled. Like I think I saw like driving time included in that.
Yeah. That's a little like you don't have to do that. Okay. I just do that for logistical reasons, just so I actually know. Okay, I've actually planned out 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't see like a white space and go, oh, that's free time. It's like, actually, no, that time is being occupied for something.
Does everyone need to do this?
No.
Okay. I was going to say.
I think,
I don't do this.
Yeah. No.
Am I failing?
It's honestly totally depends on the person. Some people, I don't trust myself to remember all this stuff in my head because I forget a lot of stuff. So I try to write it down. And just at least if you're a visual learner, which is, I don't know what percentage of people, but a lot of people.
Probably a good number at NSA.
Yeah. It's really helpful just to be able to look at, and you have colors associated with your classes, and then you have colors associated with work and all that kind of stuff and events. And it's really helpful just to be able to quickly look at your schedule and see, like even if you weren't quite sure, I'll look at, let's see, what is today? Today is 8th, right? So today is the 8th. So basically today, all I had was work. I had work. There was an event in the evening, and then I have a lot of free space in which I was utilizing for planning some stuff, getting some the syllabi read. But yeah, like it's not for everyone. I would recommend at least doing it to see. Yeah. But like having
be hell.
having a calendar and just throwing events on there, like you don't have to throw in your school stuff if you don't want to, but you should at least have a calendar that you have, I have, an event Saturday evening. Make sure you write that down.
Yeah.
It saves a lot of heartache and it saves a lot of stress, actually. It makes
That-
things less stressful because you just write it down. You're like, oh, I don't have to worry about it because I wrote it down and it's on my calendar and I can just see it whenever I want.
That's fair. Yeah. There's not, I mean, how I ask this because, how strict are you with that schedule?
Well, we're going to see here because
We have yet to get into week one.
we have yet to get to week one. I try to, let's put it this way. I try to stick to it. However, if I'm finding that stuff is not happening in the time that I've allotted for it, then I'll move stuff around. I'll figure it out. And that's, I've been keeping a calendar off and on for the past year and a half, 2 years. And there have been a lot of alterations made with stuff. So for example, early in the morning, I don't do school, and late in the evening, I don't do school because my brain is not, it's not at its functioning capacity. So
I think I'm getting F's because of this.
So you want to be, let's see here. You don't want it to be your master, if you will.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool, but you want to realize that, like everything, there is going to be change and there is going to be alterations you have to make in it. Yeah. So, if I have some training in the afternoon for something and I realize, I actually don't have enough time to cook my food right after. Okay, when's a better time to cook my food? Before or, the next day or the evening or something.
Sure.
So, I try to stick to it as much as possible. But if I'm finding that something's not happening, I'll change it. No biggie.
So there's some people who just live by their calendar.
Yeah.
They will not move for anything.
That's Luke Deacon. Luke Deacon, he used to do that all the time.
Is he?
Yeah.
Hmm.
For the audience, Luke Deacon was another student who graduated a few years ago.
He would just live
Jersey,
by it?
England now. What?
He would just live by his calendar.
Yeah, he would literally schedule in hanging out with friends and but no, literally not just I'm going to go have a party on Saturday night or something. Literally, I'm going to now go talk to my friends for X amount of time. Gosh. Because he was just exceedingly diligent with it, and he was a great student. He was a great person. So
I guess. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
for him.
Yeah, I don't do it that extreme, but
that would not work out for me.
Yeah. What kind of study habits could really help, maybe an incoming freshman going into NSA, not knowing much about what they're getting into? I mean, we have a couple of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, we have study habits that have worked and haven't.
Yeah.
But maybe let's dive into this a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you still should have a social life at NSA.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't only have a social
Drink
life. I mean, that
3
goes
cups
without
of
saying.
coffee. Stay up till 12. Then begin studying.
I went through freshman, sophomore, and junior year without having any coffee.
Yeah, Jake at the
I had my first cup of coffee
at the Cult Conference.
At Cult Conference.
Cult Conference. And he was underwhelmed.
I was
Was
not
it just
impressed.
black? Was it just black coffee?
It was an Americano.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
that's just an Americano.
This is a controversial opinion, but Americanos are not really worth it. It's
They're
just
not coffee.
it's just a watered down shot.
They're not coffee.
I started with the wrong thing then.
Yeah. If you want, well, it depends. So they're just a watered down shot. If you're wanting an espresso shot, but then you're wanting to water it down, to me, I don't understand why you would do that. Why not just buy a shot?
Then drink a cup of water.
Well, the whole point of getting there's two reasons for getting coffee. It's because you're wanting to get you're wanting to get energy from it to continue doing whatever it is that you're doing, or you're just you enjoy it and you like it, and that's great.
Yeah.
But
it's a whole world. It's a whole other world to me that I just haven't really gotten into.
I mean, coffee is great, but if you're getting sleep, you don't really need it. I don't drink too much coffee anymore. I didn't have coffee today, and I didn't get much sleep, and that's just because I've been getting sleep. So
yeah.
Tea is, I like tea. I do like tea.
You do like, yeah, that is true.
Tea, yeah.
You do really like tea.
At Cult Conference, I had tea.
You've
just
opened up
about
the world for
morning.
tea. The world of tea has just opened up to a lot of us during Cult Conference.
Oh, yeah. Every morning I just be like, all right, we want some tea.
What is your favorite?
I haven't experienced a ton of them, but I honestly really like Irish breakfast.
Oh.
It has a little bit of a different taste from English breakfast, So
it's not quite as
I don't
tyrannical.
know tea well. I have a few that I like, and I have those.
Does it have a less tyrannical taste?
Interesting.
That's a very loaded question.
Anyway, sorry.
To our British listeners, Gideon's serious, right?
Your study habits.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm the best.
To say, well, okay,
but there's things that work.
To give
there
you
are
an
things
idea,
that don't.
there's some things that like me and Ian and I think John Sensing that spent a night studying around a couple bowls of peanut butter. And that was one study method. Yeah, it was actually fantastic.
Okay.
That's one method. There you go.
Did you guys have like
What's another?
spoons?
So wait. How does that have?
No,
we each had a bowl of peanut
Wait, but
butter.
how does that have to actually do with the
This is
study?
strange.
The whole point of a study,
Did it help you guys
like
focus?
habit, is like
It
what is it?
did. I mean, for me, it did.
Interesting.
Wow.
Well,
We
I
were-
guess actually there's credence to that because
It's called the side tangent. It was just
we
were.
well, like
I like
actually,
this,
we were
one of
studying.
my, if I may, one of my habits is like depending on the time of the day and how I'm feeling. Like I'll have some kind of food with me. A lot of times it's like a fruit or something, and that gives me like a little bit of energy, and it's great because,
Oh yes,
it helps.
For anyone out there who is incoming, vitamin C.
Vitamin C, vitamin B12, D, and
Ibuprofen.
yeah. No, you're gonna need it once Nicaea term, end of Nicaea term.
Yeah,
hits.
once that gray cloud kind of rolls over Moscow, that never leaves until
The one gray
know.
cloud.
well,
like March /
a
April.
you don't
monstrous
see
cloud,
you don't
I tell
see
you.
a break in it until well, okay, no, I take that back. It disappears for a couple weeks in the middle of winter so that it can just become absolutely frigid.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
It's
Those
my
are-
favorite moment.
Yeah.
Okay, it's happened a couple times. Do you remember this? Like walking down Main Street and it's like dead of winter and it's that week where it's just negatives or like
Yes.
teens
Mhm.
and it is wind is just being channeled
Yep.
down Main Street and you're like,
Yep.
this sucks.
Yep.
My face is frozen right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I kind of liked it. I like the snow. I'm not used to it quite yet, but
Well,
I do
that's
like
how you and I are
Ethan,
different.
Ethan be like, honestly, I'm
Yeah.
a sucker for pain.
I've always
some
said
things.
that.
Some things is just like I don't remember why. I don't remember exactly what the context of this was, but I was around a fire and some coals fell out, and I thought, it'd be really
I
fun
wanna
just to step on
grab
them. I want to
those.
know what it feels like, and to most people, so that you don't have to. It hurts. That's what it feels like.
It's okay.
It just hurts.
Ethan, you can find help. It's okay. We can.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway,
Yeah,
sorry. Were you
speaking
saying
of,
something?
Yeah, speaking of the cold weather, I've turned this into
Make
like
sure
a
we go back
motto
to
of
habits
mine.
at some point.
Yeah. I've turned this into like a motto. And just like the three things I can't stand in this world are pain, cold weather, and feminism. I've said that to multiple
Oh.
people. I'm sure a lot of people.
Well,
have
the
heard
sad
me
thing
say
is that those three things will be here for a while.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm
That's
doing great.
unfortunate. Well, hey,
It's funny.
Yeah.
if one thing that the woke people are right about global warming, you don't have to worry about that cold weather anymore for too long.
That's reassuring.
Anyway,
Anywho.
Yeah.
no. So, what were we talking about? Study
habits,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, what are some of your common study habits? Are you an upper or a downer when it comes to like? Do you like to chill or do you like to get energy when you study?
I'm not quite sure what you mean
This
by
is
that.
Like, if you
Very
for,
Like,
for
do I
example-
want to go to the like Bootsers and get a coffee before I begin studying? That kind of thing to get energy, or do you mean like do I need to listen to like my favorite hype song to like get? Into
That's
the
kind
mood?
of it. That's kind of, well, like
okay.
as music goes, as far as music goes, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a small part of it,
Oh,
but
music.
chill jazz or like heavy rock.
Honestly,
Only
depends.
those two options.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
depends on the class. So some classes,
really?
Theology
some classes.
is hard driving rock.
Well,
Really, it's
whenever
just screamo.
like depending on depending on the class and the nature of what I'm doing. So like when I was doing mathematics, I listened to from the advice from Dr. Smith. He was like, "Hey, listen to Mozart because there's some science behind it." And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Oh.
I would listen to that, and I think it had to do something with like I'm ignorant in this, but like some of the mathematical ratios or something between like his Mozart's music or like all the beauty
Yeah.
in it of mathematics. I think that might have
Interesting.
something to do with it, but
Just looks up them from the
I actually
page.
got this from.
I know what X is.
because I've heard this.
Thank you,
this
Mozart.
way. No, but I actually got this from Ian Anderson. I'll listen to like just nature sounds or something. Like
Nature sounds.
creeks or chirping
White noise.
birds or something. Yeah, I guess you could call it white noise.
That stuff
But-
puts me to sleep. That's the thing.
Again, like it depends on the class. So some stuff I'll literally listen to pop. Some I'll listen to. I don't generally listen to classical music for school.
Well, knowing
But-
you, it would just drag you away from. actually sleeping.
I would just be
into it.
enamored with the music, and I would just be sitting there looking up in the sky.
I need
or
something simple.
Yeah. Well, and that's why. So, like, that's why I think actually that's where stuff like lo-fi comes in, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
it's like you say what you will about pop or lo-fi or whatever. It's like, what is its purpose, and is it achieving its purpose? Great, cool.
Is it meant to go over your head?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Are
is
you
it
dissect
meant
this?
to be music that's a like kind of like it's a cheeseburger or something. It's like yes.
Sure.
So
Good old
Use
music
it.
history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lo-fi is a McDonald's $1 hamburger. What
is it?
Something from the dollar menu.
Not even
and
a cheeseburger.
Classical
just
music is a sirloin
hamburger.
steak. Right.
What is it? The from music history, the three
Actually,
stages
ribeye
of
steak.
listening.
Ribeye steak.
Ribeye steak.
Yeah, there you go.
The 3 stages of listening.
3 stages?
thought it was,
Oh,
right?
that
Is
was
it
back
3
in
or is it
freshman year.
4?
Yeah, no, there's 3 stages of listening.
Sensual.
Sensual. Oh gosh, that's going back a few years now.
Comprehensive, and then like do something like academic or something.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith, if you're listening,
Okay.
I do apologize.
Oh man. Yeah, no, but it was like he was talking about there's the sensual, which is like you're basically just listening,
Yeah.
and you're not really taking anything in, it's just for the sake of it. Then there's the second level, which I'm forgetting, and that's like you're listening to it for some stuff. You're kind of you can do it while you're doing some stuff, but you can also listen to it on its own. There's like it's designed that way, and then there's, as you put it, like the academic or the stuff in which you're listening to study.
Right.
You're reveling in another way of saying
Right.
it.
You're getting every aspect
Yeah.
and trying to dissect
Yeah.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay. But beyond just the music, though,
Yeah.
like I've heard, at least for me, what works best is I study
You've heard
the night.
from at least just you.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, I've heard.
I know what you mean, but I thought it was funny
I've heard
to
from
point out.
Judah Rauch.
Judah Rauch,
was
okay.
telling me this, but I've done it before. He even told me about it. Studying the night before a final, and then like going to sleep right after you study.
Oh yeah,
and it
I've heard
just
about
helps
this.
me. I don't know.
It
Like,
lets it. I don't know what the right verb is, but it just
Permeate?
lets it marinate. Or
permeate. Yeah, permeate. I think. Yeah, marinate also works.
Yeah,
marinate.
one of those 3-syllable
yeah,
verbs.
there's
If it's the last thing you're thinking about as you're kind of going to bed,
Yeah.
for some reason it gets ingrained.
It sticks
with
with
your
you.
subconscious.
No, yeah, I've heard stories of people who, this is more in the mathematics realm, but people who have been trying to figure out complex equations, and then they go to bed trying to figure that out, and then literally in their sleep, in a dream, they solve the problem and they wake up.
Oh wow!
And they immediately have to go and write. I actually, one of my coworkers, I believe it was,
Archimedes was
I
probably
forget who
napping
it
in
was.
that
It was
tub.
either her daughter's house. I didn't know. One of my coworkers, she told me that she knew someone who was, maybe it was her brother. I think it might have been her brother, who was, they were having a family gathering and they were just chatting and talking and all that. And her brother steps up, says, "I'll be back. I don't know when," leaves, goes into another room, is gone for quite a while, comes back out. And then she was like, "What was that all about?" And he was like, "Oh, there's been an equation I've been trying to solve for months and it just came to me." And then he just went into a room, like found a whiteboard or some paper or something and just wrote it down. And this is like page. I forget if it was, I think it was page. It was like pages and pages and pages of the just single equation. And he was like, "Yeah, I just needed to get it done." And
The
I'm going,
masculine
okay.
urge to just solve that equation.
Mathematicians
that's been
are
looming over your head.
Like mathematicians are so cool. Oh my gosh.
There's some cool people.
Yeah, they really are.
They're all- yeah. Anyway, well, Ethan, it has been a blast reminiscing with you for over all these years.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for having me.
we'll have to have you on again
Absolutely.
sometime.
That'd be fun.
I think we've said this to so many people. We're gonna have to.
It still remains true.
Oh, absolutely. It's just we're gonna have to figure out how to bring them all on in the most relevant way.
Different seasons.
Yeah. Hey, so 5 years back, I know we mentioned we were gonna have you on again.
We're sticking to our promise.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Well, no, Ethan, it's been a true pleasure having you on the show.
Well, it's been fun to be here.
It's been a lot of fun having you around the house.
Oh yeah, just cooking you guys jambalaya.
Yeah. Oh man, that was really good.
Oh, I love cooking. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Baking.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is In the Garden with Jake Hughes and Gideon Marlatt and our special guest, Ethan Benard.
Adios.
Goodbye.
I almost said Bernard.